Hey everybody, I thought I would play a game of APBA baseball. I haven't done one in a while and just in the mood, so I decided to pull it out. Pull out the 1941 season and just decided to play a random game. It's actually opening day game. I'm not doing a season replay in APBA for any reason right now. Just felt like that was the game to play. And it's a rivalry game between the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers. It's at Ebbets Field, and we'll be using as-played lineups. For the Dodgers on the mound, it's Whit Wyatt, and for the Giants, it'll be Schumacher. Checking the fielding ratings, both teams fall under fielding column number 2. The Giants have a 40 rating, and Brooklyn has 38, so they are under those ratings of number 2. Whit Wyatt is an A-rated pitcher with a X and a Z. He's a grade A pitcher, X and a Z. Schumacher is a grade B pitcher, but no other qualities. So we're ready to go. Got the cards there all set up. Don't need the pitcher card because we already know they're either an A or a B. That's all we need, plus the X and the Z. I've got that written down. Got the book here to my left. Dice in hand with a shaker. So we are ready to go. And we're going to start out. Let's do this. I'll just put them up as they come, maybe. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Maybe I'll just put them up as they come to bat. And we'll turn the team that's not batting around so as not to be distracting. All right, so Johnny Rucker, the center fielder, is going to lead things off for the Giants. And it's a 63, and that's a 31. So Johnny Rucker, a 31 with the bases empty, against a fielding column number 2. 31 is a fly out to center field, and we're underway. That's one down. That'll bring up second baseman Burgess Whitehead. So Burgess Whitehead steps to the plate. It's another 63. That's another 31, so it's the same result. Fly to center out number 2. See if I can roll something besides a 63. That would help. Here is Harry the Horse Danning, he's the catcher. 24, that's a 30. Fielding column 2, a 30 is a fly out to left. And 3 fly ball outs. And nothing doing for the Giants. So after half an inning of play, it is New York nothing and Brooklyn coming to bat. So for Brooklyn, leading off will be Pee Wee Reese, the shortstop. He will step to the plate. Pee Wee. It's 22. Doubles are usually good. 22's an 8. However, Schumacher is a B-grade pitcher, so the 8 is going to be nullified into a fly out to center field for out number 1. That'll bring up Paul Weiner. He was Big Poison, part of that Big Poison, Little Poison. Paul Weiner. It's a 16, and that's a 28 off fielding column 2. 28 off fielding column 2 is a ground out to the shortstop, and that's going to be 2 outs very easily. Brings up Dixie Walker, the center fielder. Dixie Walker. It's a 31, and that is a 9. A 9 against a grade B pitcher is a single over the shortstop. So grade A pitcher would have stopped that, but grade B does not. It's a single. Got our first base runner, and that's going to bring up Ducky Medwick. So Ducky Medwick steps up, runner on first, 2 outs. It's another double. It's 22. That's a 0. So Medwick's going to do some damage here. It's a 62, and that is a 6. So a 6 off of what is now a D-grade pitcher is a double over to first baseman. Runner on third, if he's fast, he'll score. With 2 outs, any runner scores, so we're at 2 outs, so Dixie Walker will score on that RBI double by Medwick. And the Dodgers grab a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Cookie Lavagetto. So Cookie Lavagetto steps to the plate. It's a 15, and now runners at second is the results to read off of. 15 is an 8, but it's a B-grade pitcher. So that's going to be an out at first. Pitcher to the first baseman, and that's going to end the inning. But Brooklyn strikes for 1, and at the end of 1 inning of play, it is Brooklyn 1 and the New York Giants nothing. And we go to the second, and stepping up for the Giants will be Mel Ott. So Mel Ott will lead things off. That's an 11, and that's a 5. So, but it is an A-grade pitcher. So a 5 against an A-grade pitcher. See if that helps at all. No, it's a double over the first base bag. So Mel Ott, leadoff double. So even the A-grade pitcher couldn't stop that one. It's a leadoff double. Runners at second, nobody out. And that'll take us to Babe Young. Babe Young. It's a 25 for Babe Young. That's an 8 off an A-grade pitcher. Out at first, runner to third. So it's a ground out to third, but the runner does advance. So Mel Ott does go to third base with 1 out. So now 1 out, runner at third. And now we're looking at JoJo Moore, the right fielder. JoJo Moore. I'm sorry, left fielder. JoJo Moore. 31. 31 is a 9. 9 on the A-grade pitcher is a fly out. Runner scores. If there were 2 outs, it'd be a strikeout, but there's only 1 out. So instead, it is a sacrifice fly to center field, and we got a tie ball game as Mel Ott comes home. Sac fly for Moore ties the game at run apiece, but now the bases are empty with 2 outs, and it's going to bring up Joe Arengo. Joe Arengo. That's a 46 on Arengo, and that is a 13, which is a strikeout. No matter what the base result is, 13 is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. But the Giants do even things up with that run. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-1. And let's see what we got here. We have Dolph Camilli. Dolph Camilli will be coming to the plate to lead things off for the Dodgers. Dolph Camilli, first baseman. 45, and that's a 14. That's going to be a base on balls. Base on balls for Camilli. So he reaches with a leadoff walk. Brings up Alex Camporis, second baseman. It's a 62, and that is a 36 off of fielding column 2. Runner at first, 36. It's a wild pitch. So uncorking a wild pitch puts the runner to second. Now we'll have to move the book to the runner on second base results. 54, that's a 32. 32 is a fly out, runner holds. A fast runner goes to third. Camilli is not fast though, so he's going to have to hold. So fly out to right field for 1 away. Brings up the catcher, Mickey Owen. Mickey Owen will get his chance. That is a 34. 34 is a 31. 31 is a fly out to center field. That's out number 2. Brings up the pitcher, Whit Wyatt. That's a 21, and that is a 12. 12 against a, let's see here, against a fielding 2 defense is a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for Brooklyn. At the end of 2, we are tied at a run apiece. I'm going to start the top of the third, and it'll be the shortstop, Billy Jurgis. He will lead things off for the Giants. Jurgis, a 55. That's going to be a 7 against an A-grade pitcher. A 7 against an A-grade pitcher with the bases empty. 7 is still going to be a single, so even the A-grade pitcher couldn't stop that. It's a leadoff single, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Schumacher, Harold Prince Hal Schumacher. And he's going to bunt. So we're going to look at a sacrifice bunt. So we go way back here to the sacrifice bunt chart. See what happens. Right, sacrifice bunt, runner on first. That's a 33, and a 33 is an 8. So let's look at the sacrifice bunt with an 8. It says out at first, runner to second. So score that 1-4 according to the book. So it's a sacrifice hit 1-4 for the out. Georges does go to second base. So now we got a runner at second with 1 out, and that will bring up the top of the order and Mr. Johnny Rucker. So Rucker is up. Chance to give his team the lead. 43. 43 is a 29. 29 on the fielding column 2. Out at first. Runner to third. So it's a 3-1 put out. Ground out to first. Flips to the pitcher covering. 2 down. And Georges does go to third. But it's going to take a base hit now by Burgess Whitehead. Bring home the run. It's 41. It's 24. Fielding column 2. Runner at third. 24. Batter safe at first, fielder's choice, runner out at home. But with 2 outs, it's just simply going to be a ground ball to the shortstop to first for the out. So, because you wouldn't make the play at home when there's already 2 outs. So the inning is over, and the Giants fail in their chance to score. So we go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order for the Dodgers, it'll be Pee Wee Reese. He will start things off for the Bums. Dem Bums. All right, it's an 11. That's a 0. So we're going to re-roll on Pee Wee. It's a 35. That's a 6. So a 6 is going to be, let's get back to the runner's bases empty chart. 6 is a double. So it's a leadoff double for Pee Wee Reese. Dodgers look to get something going here in the third. Here comes Big Poison, Paul Wainer. 32. That's a 26. Fielding column 2. 26 fielding column 2 is out at first. Oh, I'm sorry. I was at bases empty. I need to be on runner on second. Duh. All right, I'll get there. Runner at second, it's a 32, which was a 26, which is a out at first, runner to third. So it's a ground ball to second, and that's going to move the runner up. So Pee Wee Reese makes it to third with only 1 out. Brings up Dixie Walker. Dixie Walker, he singled and scored his first time. 41, and that's a 28. We're at runner at third now, 28. 28, and it says, I'm playing the infield back. It says if the infield is back, out at first, runner scores. So it's a ground out 6-3. Runner's going to score. And the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. If I was playing the infield in, that would have been a base hit through the drawn-in infield. But I was playing it back. So run scores. Now it's 2 outs, bases empty for Ducky Medwick. He hit a double his first time. 24. That's a 13. He will strike out. And the inning is over. But the Dodgers reclaim the lead, thanks to the double by Pee Wee Reese and then 2 ground outs. And at the end of 3, it is Brooklyn 2 and the New York Giants 1. So now we're going to go to the top of the 4th with Harry the Horse Danny, the catcher. He steps to the plate against Whit Wyatt. It's 21. 21 is a 12. And a 12 is going to be a ground out to third on fielding column 2. So it's a 5-3 ground out, 1 away. Brings up Mel Ott. Mel Ott. 36 for Mel Ott, and that is a 33. Mel Ott has one of those single column cards, which is kind of different. All right, so a 33, fielding column number 2, is a pop-up to the second baseman, and that is 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Babe Young. Babe Young. 52. That is a 27. And that is a ground ball to third. However, an X pitcher gets a strikeout. Whit Wyatt has the X quality, so it's a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Whit Wyatt makes short work of the Giants here in the top of the fourth. Go to the bottom of the fourth. And it'll be Cookie Lavagetto stepping to the plate. Cookie Lavagetto, his first time up, he grounded back to the pitcher. 32 is a 26. 26 is a ground out to second. That's one away. Brings up Dolph Camilli. Dolph Camilli. 52 for Dolph Camilli. 52, another single column card. 27. 27 is a ground ball to third. Schumacher does not have the X, so it will not be a strikeout. It is simply a grounder to third. 2 up, 2 down for Alex Camporis. It's a 12, which is a 25, and that's a ground ball to second. And again, he does not have the X quality, so there's no strikeout. It's simply a ground out. But the Dodgers go quickly, 1, 2, 3 here in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Still Dodgers 2 and Giants 1. JoJo Moore steps to the plate. JoJo Moore, the left fielder, hit a sacrifice fly his first time up. 45, it's a 14. And Wyatt has a Z quality, but it's going to require a double Z to keep from being a walk. So the walk will hold up, and JoJo Moore gets aboard to lead off the fifth for Joe Arengo. 14, that's a 30. Fielding column 2 with the runner on first, a 30. Fly out to left field. And there's one away. Brings up Billy Jurgis, the shortstop. Jurgis, oh, a 66, that's a 0. That's a 32, and that's an 8. So an 8 with a runner at first, an 8, and a D-grade pitcher is going to be a single. And that's going to move the runner up to second. He will not get third because there's not 2 outs. It'll just be a single to move JoJo Moore to second base. But there's 2 on with 1 out for Harold Schumacher. We'll let it swing away. It's a 42. It's a bad idea. It's a strikeout. Probably should have bunted. But kind of hard to bunt when there's already 1 out. It kind of puts you really in a bind otherwise. All right, here's Johnny Rucker. 65, that's a 35. Runners at first and second, and it's a 35. Fielding column 2. That is a foul out to the catcher. He does not have Wyatt does not have the W quality, so he's actually got a Z quality, so the foul out to the catcher is going to stand. And the inning is over here in the fifth. So nothing doing for the Giants in the top half of the fifth. We go to the bottom half of the fifth. Still 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. And Mickey Owen, the catcher, will lead things off for Brooklyn. Flew to center his first time. 35 is a 36. We'll go back to bases empty, fielding column 2. 36 is going to be a ball. So we'll redo. And this time it's a 55. That's a better redo for him. That's an 8. Mickey Owens gets an 8. But against a B-grade pitcher, that's a fly out to center. So 1 away for the pitcher, Whit Wyatt. That's an 11. That's a 0. So Whit Wyatt's going to get himself a base hit. And that's another 11. That's a home run for Whit Wyatt. Wow, Whit Wyatt just went yard. Rolling back-to-back 11s. How many times does that happen? All right, so it's a 3-1 ball game. Brooklyn leads. Thanks to that home run by Whit Wyatt. It's Pee Wee Reese, 42. That's a 23. And 23 is a error on the center fielder under fielding column 2. So just a 1-base error. It says first base on the error on the E8. So that error is charged to Rucker. And it puts Pee Wee at first with 1 out for Big Poison, Paul Weiner. 64 is a 14. Fielding column 2, 14, base on balls. Base on balls for Wayner. So that's going to put runners at first and second. Still only one out for Dixie Walker. And Schumacher running a little bit of issues here. 32 for Dixie Walker is a 26. 26 is an infield fly, pop up to second. So everybody has to hold. 2 down for Ducky Medwick. So Schumacher trying to get out of this with just the 1 run. 15 for Medwick is a 7 against a B-grade pitcher. 7 is a single to left, 1 scores. Slow is out at home and batter to second. Other goes to third. Let's see here. So the single will score Reese for sure. That single by Medwick. There are no slow runners, so since he's not out at home and batter to second, other goes to third. All right, so he's going to go to third the way I'm reading this. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs for Cookie Lavagetto. 2 runs are in. Dodgers lead at 4-1 now. Brooklyn Giants bullpen starting to loosen down there. 32 is a 26, and we got runners at the corners. So a 26 says here, infield is back because there are 2 outs. It's a double play, second to short. And with 2 outs, it wouldn't be a double play, just going to be a fielder's choice. 4-6. Fielder's choice to end the 5th. So 2 runs come across for Brooklyn. And at the end of 5, it is Brooklyn 4 and the Giants 1. And the Giants have their work cut out for them right now. As Burgess Whitehead steps to the plate. Lead off against Wyatt. To 55, and 55 is an 8, but against an A-grade pitcher, the A-grade pitcher takes care of all those 8s. That's simply going to be a pop-up to third base. And that's 1 away for the horse, Harry Danning. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground to third. 36 is a 33. 33 fielding column 2 is a pop-up to second. That's 2 down. Brings up Mel Ott. 44 for Ott. That's an 8, but again, that's a pop-up to third. That A-grade pitcher takes care of it. So 1, 2, 3, down go the Giants. We'll start the bottom of the 6th. They're going to leave Schumacher in there, but the bullpen for the Giants, Mr. Maury Arnovitz, I'm sorry, Mr. Mountain Music Melton is loosening in the bullpen. And he's just about ready. All right, Camellia 14, that's a 30. 30 is a fly out to left. 1 away. Can't resist the urge to call him Millie Camilli. Here's Alex Camporis. 35 is a 9. A 9 and a B-grade pitcher is still going to be a single over the shortstop, so that's a base hit. Brings up Mickey Owens, or Mickey Owen, not Owens, but Owens. It's a 35, and that's a 36. 36 runner at first. Fielding column 2. That's another wild pitch. That's the second wild pitch he has uncorked in this game. So now we have a runner at second with 1 out. 24 is a 27. 27 is a ground out third to first, and the runner has to hold. So he will hold at second. 2 outs for Whit Wyatt, who had that surprising home run his last time up. Rolling those double 1s twice. And how could this a double 6? Can he do it again? Is it possible for him to roll another double? Not quite. He almost did it, though. 44 would have been another home run. As it was, it's a 45, and that's a 6. And a 6 is a double to left center. The runner will score. And Whit Wyatt is not only pitching his way to victory, but he's doing it with his bat. That's his second RBI. He has doubled and homered, driven in 2 runs. And the Giants really having a bad time, and that's going to do it for the pitcher. So can't go any further with the pitcher. Schumacher, he will leave. And Clifford George Mountain Music Melton, a left-hander, will be coming on for the Giants. He will be taking over for Schumacher. And Melton is a B-grade pitcher as well. He does have the Y quality, so it's a little bit extra strikeout power, perhaps. But he's going to be facing Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee Reese, 2 outs. Runner at second. That's a 36 for Pee Wee. That's a 33. 33, column number 2 defensively. That is a pop out to short. That's going to end the inning, as Pee Wee is gone, and so are the Dodgers here in the 6th. But they pick up another run, and we go to the 7th. It is now Brooklyn in command, 5-1. Mickey Owen doing it with the bat and his arm. That'll bring up Babe Young to lead off for the Giants. See what he can do. Babe Young, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 65, that's a 35. Go back to bases empty chart. 35, fielding column 2, is a ground out to the first baseman unassisted. So Babe Young, one first baseman grounds to the other, as Camilli makes the play easily. Here's JoJo Moore, left fielder, 53, and that's a 16. 16 on fielding column number 2 is a single to center, so that's a base hit. Don't get many 16s. At least I don't seem to roll many 16s, but there it was. It's a base hit. Maybe the APBA veterans out there are used to getting 16s. That's one of the rare ones that I've noticed. Here's Orango. That's a 33. That's a 0, so he's going to re-roll again. Chance to do some damage here. 56. 56 is a 34. I'm sorry, it's a 6. 56 is a 6, and that's a double. And if it's a fast runner on first, he will score. JoJo Moore is fast, so he will score. And that cuts the lead to 5-2 on the Orango double. So Orango with an RBI. RBI double brings up Jurgis. And with the pitcher on deck, we're going to get a pinch hitter for Mountain Music Melton. 16 is a 28. 28 with a runner at second. Fielding column 2. Out at first on the grounder to short, runner has to hold, so that's 2 down. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for the Giants. And it's going to be Maury Arnovich. So Maury Arnovich is going to pinch hit. And then we'll, of course, get a new pitcher in the bottom of the 7th. So Arnovich steps to the plate. 55 might do some damage. That's an 8. However, an 8 against an A-grade pitcher, it's just going to be a ground out to third. And the inning is over. Giants do pick up a run, though. 7th inning stretch time. It's Brooklyn 5 and the Giants 2. And now we'll get a new pitcher as Arnovich fails in his pinch hitting duties. We will get a new pitcher for the Giants as Schumacher is done. And they're going to bring in Daffy Dean. So Daffy Dean is in. Daffy Dean. And Daffy Dean is a C-grade pitcher with a Y. So Daffy Dean, C-grade and a Y. Leave him up here, why not? All right, it's Big Poison. Big Poison. Paul Weiner. That's a 36. 36 is a 14, and that's going to be a walk. So leadoff walk to Paul Wayner. And that'll bring up Dixie Walker. Dixie Walker, runner at first. Nobody out. 64, that's a 14 again. That's another walk. That is another walk. So back-to-back walks. And Daffy making his manager Daffy by walking the first two batters he's faced. Now he's got to deal with Ducky Medwick. And for Medwick, he's 2 for 3, a single and a double. 35 is a 9. That's most likely another hit as well against a C-grade pitcher. A 9. Nope, it's an out at first. Runners advance, one base. So it's a ground out to third, but the runners do move up. So they are at second and third with one out. Infield will have to come in. They can't afford to give up any more runs if they can help it. So Cookie Lavagetto is in. 61. 61 is a 27. Fielding column 2, 27. Out at first, runners hold. Ground ball to third, and runner has to hold. So it's 2 away, and it's up to Dolph Camilli. Dolph Camilli, but they may walk. They're going to walk Camilli intentionally. He's got 34 dingers. They're not going to mess around with him. They're going to walk him intentionally, load the bases for the lighter hitting Alex Camporis, although he is a 300 hitter. It's hard to say he's lighter. Certainly got less power. But the base is loaded. 2 outs for Camporis. And that's a 35, which is a 9. And a 9 and a C-grade pitcher is a fly out to left field to end the inning. So somehow or another Camporis pitched around, Dean pitched around all that mess. And that's going to do it for the Dodgers here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's still a 5-2 ball game, as the Dodgers could not add to their lead. And we're going to have the top of the order. Johnny Rucker steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Fly to center, grounded to first, and pop to the catcher. 45, that's a 14. That's going to be a leadoff walk for Johnny Rucker. So Rucker gets aboard. That's what you need to do when you're behind. Get some base runners. Brings up Burgess Whitehead. It's a 53 for Whitehead. That's a 19. That's another unusual one I'm not used to seeing. 19 is a single to left, runner to second. With 2 outs, he'd be out at first, but it's not 2 outs, so it's going to be a single to left. And the first 2 batters are on for the Giants, and now the Dodger bullpen starting to loosen up down there. They got Bill Swift and they got Kirby Higbee. Both are loosening down there. See who's going to come in. Going to bring up the horse. Harry Danning, first and second. Nobody out. 54 for Danning. That's a 32. 32. Fielding column 2. 32 is a fly out to right field for out number 1. Fast runner on second will go to third. Rucker is fast, so he will make it to third on the fly to right. So 1 away, but the runner does move up to third base. Now we got runners at the corners for Mel Ott, and this is the best chance for the Giants right here. Your best hitter up there, or one of your best hitters. 36. 36 is a 33. 33, however, he's going to pop it up to second, and that's out number 2. Infield fly rule, nobody can advance. Now it's up to Babe Young. Last chance for the Giants in the 8th. Young, a 46. 46 is a 32. 32 is a fly out to right, and that's going to end the inning. So after getting runners on the first and second, nobody out, they could not score them. And that's going to do it for the Giants here in the top of the 8th. Big opportunity slips through their fingers. And Dean is now going to leave. He pitched his 1 inning, and they're going to bring in Ace Adams. So Adams is on. He is the 4th pitcher of the game for the Giants. He is also a C-grade pitcher, but he does have the W. He's a little bit wild, so we'll see if that comes into play. He'll be facing Mickey Owen, and then Wyatt's scheduled to bat next, so we'll probably get a pinch hitter for him. But first things first, it's Mickey Owen. He's 0 for 3. That's a 64, and that's a 30. So a 30 with bases empty. Fielding column 2 is a fly out to left, and that's 1 away. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Wyatt. He's done his job, so Wyatt will leave. And we'll go to the pinch hitters. And we're looking at Lou Riggs. So Lou Riggs is going to pinch hit for the Dodgers, and then coming in the 9th will be Kirby Higbee to try to close it out. First things first, it's Lou Riggs. He is pinch hitting for Mr. Wyatt. So 1 out, bases empty, and the pinch hitter Riggs is stepping to the plate. To 54. 54 is a 32. That's a fly out to right, and that's out number 2. So Riggs fails in his pinch hitting duties. I'll bring up Pee Wee Reese, 2 outs, bases empty, for his 5th at bat. Your leadoff hitter is hitting 5 times. You're doing pretty well. That's a 12 for Pee Wee, which is a 25. 25 is a ground ball to second to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here in the 8th. And now we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Dodgers. And coming in for the last chance for the Giants, rather. Coming in for the Dodgers is Kirby Higbee. He will be looking to close things out. He is a B-grade pitcher with a Y. All right, so Higbee, B-grade pitcher and a Y. I might as well leave him up there. Why not? All right, JoJo Moore is going to start things off here in the 9th for the Giants. Bottom part of the order be Moore, Arengo, and Jurgis. Anybody gets on, a pinch hitter. 52 for Moore. That's a 27. 27 is a ground ball to third. Unless he has an X quality, which Higbee does not, so it's just simply a grounder to third. 1 away. Brings up Joe Arengo. Joe Arengo. 42. It's 22. 22 is in the fielding column 2 is out at first. First baseman to pitcher covering, so it's a 3-1 ground out. Had they been a fielding column 3, that would have been an error on the first baseman, but able to handle it was Camilli. So Giants down to their last out now with Billy Jurgis. Jurgis is 2 for 3 though. 24 is a 13. Not this time. It's a strikeout, and the ball game is over. So the Dodgers win their opening day game by the final score of 5-2 over the Giants. The winner was Whit Wyatt. The loser was Schumacher. Save goes to Kirby Higbee. And the MVP of the game, no doubt, is Whit Wyatt. He pitches 8 innings of pretty good baseball. And not only that, he hits a double and a home run, drives in 2 runs. So he did it both with the arm and the bat. So that's going to do it from here for APBA baseball. Like I said, I don't play it all that often, but when the mood strikes, I pull it out and thought I would play this on video. I haven't done a video of APBA for a while, so thought I'd put that out there just so people didn't think that I totally don't like APBA. It has its charm here and there. I don't know if I wanted to make it consistent all the time, but I do like to rotate between games. It's about 5 or 6 board games I play, so it's in the rotation, just not that often, but tonight is one of those nights. So there you go. All right. Hope you guys having a great day whenever you watch this, and hope you having fun playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.